guys, Darren from venomfluidart.
With Bubbles.
Can't forget Bubbles.
I'll never let you.
No doubt.
Never get away with it.
So Bubbles, what are we doing today?
Well, in our Facebook group, Paint Pouring by venomfluidart, we had one of our really cool members, Vicky Weiss, I hope it is Weiss, ask us if we'd do a video on embellishing with a skewer.
Okie dokie.
So I went, hell yeah, that's where our fun is in the Venom garage.
Oh, I love playing with a skewer.
So what I thought we'd do for Vicky is I'm going to do one with a bloom.
Yeah.
That way she gets to see, you know, the way I embellish things with a bloom.
Yeah.
And I figured you can do a swipe and embellish the swipe.
Sounds like a plan.
That way you get the best of both worlds. And hopefully gives her that tip and trick to get her rocking.
Sounds like a plan.
And hopefully it's pretty cool video for everyone else as well.
Fingers crossed.
But thanks for putting that one out there, Vicky, because that's probably a question that a lot of people want to know.
Yeah.
And unless you ask, you don't know.
Yeah.
So I encourage anyone, if you have a question out there and it's like, I really want to see how something's done, if we can do it.
Yeah, just ask, we'll make a video of it.
Why not? Because sometimes we just end up playing and do what we want to do.
Yeah.
But if someone's got a question, yeah, we're happy to rock it.
So there's an 8-inch MDF round.
Oh yeah, because Bubbles is so technical, I started off with that, didn't I?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's got a moulded edge that I've just put on the router and routed the edge over. It's British Paint's low sheen interior wall paint that's on it, straight out of the tin. Nothing is added to it.
Nope.
In America, you can use either your Sherwin-Williams, your Glidden Premium, the list goes on. For you guys, rather than being a low sheen, it'll be a satin or an eggshell.
Really?
Yep.
See, I had no idea.
No, not fully useless information.
That's not useless, I tell you.
So you spun that pillow right out, didn't you?
Yeah, I did, because I thought, if I'm going to do a bloom and do a bit of embellishing in it,
yeah,
I actually really do prefer spun out pillow on that.
Yeah.
Just because I find, and because sometimes too, I'm a real sucker for liking that bit of negative space around the outside too, so you get that flower look to the bloom.
Yeah.
I'm big for that. Every now and then I'll go wild like you and just do the whole thing, because yeah, it looks brilliant.
Yeah.
But you are, because of the way you blow out the bloom with the mini blower compared to the way I do, you always get the gorgeous cells right to the outside.
Yeah.
Every time without fail. But I've never been able to actually blow it out like we blow it out differently.
Yeah.
Completely different with the mini blower, don't we?
Yeah.
So, and obviously that's going to give you different effects every time. So that's another thing too. There's a lot of different ways of doing things.
There are.
And you've just got to find your thing that clicks with you.
Yeah. Some suit other people better than others.
There's no use continuing to try and do it someone else's way if it just doesn't work for you.
Yeah. Adjust to suit the way your hand moves or...
Yeah.
whatever.
So that's another thing too, because I found that even when I started out, you know, frustrating the living crap out of myself.
Yeah.
Trying to be you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, you got to realise you're not someone else, you're you.
Yeah, that's right.
Find your thing, go for it. But yeah, I am very... Every now and then I get them cells to the edge, but not always. That's where the embellishing comes in.
Aha!
It was for me anyway.
I just like doing the embellishments around the edges and things like that because it gives a trippy pattern.
Yeah, and it tidies it up too.
Yeah.
Gives it that little bit of unique character. I am so digging this colour. How cool is that?
It is pretty.
So everything I've used today is our Harry and Wilmer's again.
Yep.
Except for the modified red magenta tube paint you made me.
Yeah.
Which is a wee little ripper, and I've nearly used it all in one day.
And they're just a cheap mica pigment that you can get in Australia. What is it? A 45 gram jar is about $13.
Yeah.
If you spend $99 on pigments, it's free delivery. So it works out really good for the Australian subscribers.
Oh, absolutely, because we get reamed with postage from overseas.
Yeah, we do.
And it's not the company's fault.
No, the postage is just off the charts.
You know, even when I've sold a few pieces and sent them to America,
yeah,
you're paying nearly, I think it was $38 to $40 for something that's not even a kilo.
Yeah, a coaster costs $40 to send to America.
No, I think that one was $20, but still, it was one coaster.
Yeah,
Like one. And that's a Pebbier yellow. We love a Pebbier tube paint.
but for all you fabulous people that are in America, feel free to use Eye Candy Pigments. There's a code in the description.
Yeah,
that'll give you 10% off. And they're awesome pigments.
Beautiful colours.
Absolutely gorgeous.
Beautiful colours.
Like you say, if you're in America, you can either use the Eye Candy, Black Diamond, do gorgeous colours. Fluidart Co with this little piggy range, do some beautiful colours.
Oh, taffy.
What's the other one? Beaver Dust, which is what Kristey's an ambassador for.
Yep.
Check out one of her videos where she's using Beaver Dust. She's got a 20% off discount code in the description, so you can get those cheap as well. I think they come from Canada.
Yeah, why not try them out when you can get a percentage off? Go for gold.
Why not? So,
Alright, now.
there's definitely plenty out there.
Good boy, George.
Boy George,
Yep,
are you using a chameleon?
I am right in the centre. And that is actually a super cool trick for beginners who haven't got to the stage where they can, where they're sort of experimenting with their CAs or anything yet. It's a way to get some bling through your CA without mixing in bling.
Yeah.
Just make sure your last colour is a little bit of bling.
That's
I'm gonna leave that for a minute.
pretty.
Because I'm using a real thick CA this time too.
Yeah, you give it time to sink while you're doing your little
Yeah. So,
modifications.
skewer time, Vicky. We are going to do my shoelaces first.
Okay.
I find them really simple on the edge of the bloom. When you do, so you're basically doing the infinity symbol first, and then come back up the top and go down. So it's like tying a shoelace.
Right.
Loop, scoop, and swoop.
What I'll be able to do is zoom in on this section. Just go nice and slow.
And what I like about it, Vicky, is that it actually catches up them cells at the edges and drags them down into your loop. So when you spin it out, you've got really cool effects. So,
Now, do you hit the bottom of that MDF round when you do it?
damn straight every time.
Okay.
Don't care. Does not affect it. A lot of people will tell you that you can't do that because you're going to affect your pillow with your colours.
Yeah.
I say bullshit.
Right.
I've never had it affect one painting yet.
Me neither, personally.
But I say each to their own. Some people, it might be just their thing. So go for gold. But hit it. So, infinity symbol. Then we come up, down, lift straight up. Don't worry about little curlies yet, we're not worried about that. So that's all I'm doing, picking spots and making little patterns with it all the way around. So I leave it so you've got about that much of a gap to use. So I go from one side to the other, come up, pick a spot, go down. So there, as you can see, really nothing difficult. And this is sort of my idea of keeping it simple.
Yeah.
And because I absolutely hate swirling the centre of my balloon.
You do. You don't like messing up the middle of a balloon.
No. To me, if you've got to do that, you stuffed up your centre.
Yeah.
So, it does have its place. If you do stuff up your centre, you can still fix it with your skewer.
Yeah.
But to me, a true bloom for me, being a bubbles,
OCD.
got to have this.
Yeah.
I don't want to touch that.
It's got to look like the middle of a sunflower.
Absolutely, because that's what rocks my world in a bloom. So you can see we've got this really cool now sort of flower pattern going on. And all we did was our infinity symbol, come up and down. Really simple to do.
It is super simple.
Really simple to do. Anyone can do it. So I'm going to ditch this for a second. Now I can see I've gone, when I've blown my bloom out,
You are.
I've blown up too far one way and it's not centred.
It's not in the middle.
It's a bubble centre. So what I'm going to do first is just give it a slow spin off centre so I can try and pull it down a bit. So you see how that's starting to move that way for me? But I don't want to go fast yet because I don't want to get wonky elongated cells really. Because I don't like that.
Right.
I am probably one of the most fussiest little turds you'll ever meet. But I figure it's
You like
my
what
art.
you like.
I like what I like. So you see, just by going that little bit slow, we had that magic word, patience.
That we did.
So now,
And that's spread out nice and even all the way around. That's gorgeous, man.
so now I can recenter it. Now this is Bubbles Unicorn. Usually Daz is kicking me under the table, so I know, go a bit to the left. No, there we go. Anywhere near it.
Close. Give it a slow... The easy way is give it a slow spin.
That's not bad for Bubbles.
And what you'll do is look at one edge when you spin it, and you'll see it wobble like that.
Yep.
So where the high spot is, you stop it
Yep.
and move it back that way a fraction,
See what I mean, guys?
which is half the distance. Okay.
there?
Now go slow again.
Bubbles lesson. Yous are all there.
There's the
To
high spot.
Phew!
I like them apples. You're just half the distance where the high spot is. You move it the opposite direction and it'll be in the centre.
And see, this is, that's my thing. Never find the middle of the spinner. But you know what? I think that's quite spun out enough now.
I think that is absolutely gorgeous.
So there you go, Vicky. See how it sort of catches the cells in the edges here? That's what I really like with using the...
Shoelace.
Mm.
Yeah, because you've scooped through, which gives you, in them loops,
Yeah.
you're going to have cells in the loops.
And it's really, really simple to do. I mean, even if you just start on one of the little,
4-inch coasters.
yeah.
Or a 6-inch coaster.
I think I might have to spin again.
You can touch it.
Yeah, okay. So, I hope that helped Vicky, because that one was for you. Something nice and simple, get you started, and get some cool little patterns around the outside. And I mean, you can just get your own thing from there and go for it.
Yeah, that's gorgeous.
There's no right or wrong. Sometimes it's just knowing to stop halfway through And have a look before you keep going with your skewer, because that's when you can go too far.
Yeah, and don't overdo it.
No.
When you go nuts with a skewer, all you're doing is chopping it up and you end up with a big mess.
That's right. So you got to know sort of to stop every few minutes. You do a little bit, stand back and really have a good look at it.
Yeah, and just
it's not
adjust
gonna
little pieces here and there.
Yeah, and it's not going to hurt you standing back for a minute, because you're just giving the rest of the CA time to sink.
Yeah,
Winning.
right. So we'll give this a fly over.
Yep.
And get a good close-in look at all them lovely little embellishments.
Yes, and my centre.
And your centre. Don't forget the centre.
Never forget the centre. It's Bubbles' favourite part of a balloon.
But that's a stunner. That really is.
Thank you. So what we'll do, we're going to pause, and after we do our close-up reel, which we're probably doing now, aren't we?
We are doing it right now.
Which is pretty cool. So then we will be back with Wombat and his swipe version.
Okie dokie. That does sound like a plan.
I think so.
Alrighty.
We are back.
Okie dokie. So, 8-inch MDF round. That is 1/2 inch thick. And all I've done is round the edges over with a little hand router.
Paint just flows over the edge nicely, doesn't it?
It does. It just flows.
Like
Right.
sometimes I like the solid look, but the round is a lot.
Now, you did a spun out pillow.
Yep, sure did.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to do it differently. I'll do a floaty pillow.
Yep.
And I know this amount will spin over the edge, and that's just from experience.
And that's like with anything, just even quantities of colour.
Yeah.
It's all just practice, time.
The more you do it, the easier it gets.
Oh, absolutely.
Alright, so I'm just going to pick random colours that I've got mixed up. I'm not going for anything special. I'm just going to go crazy with it.
I do love that blue.
It is a gorgeous blue.
Yeah.
Alright, so I'm going to have blue highlights through other parts of it, so
And I'll tell you what, I love that aqua too.
I'm just leaving gaps in between.
And you know what I find really amazing?
Mm-hmm.
We both went shopping at Harry and Wilmer's when the specials were on
Yeah,
at different times,
we did.
and we did not buy the same colours.
No, how cool is that?
Is that not amazing or what? I just had to share that because you'd think that at least one colour out of all the ones we bought, 'cause there's like 20 over there now,
Yeah,
you think one would have been the same, wouldn't you?
you would.
Even the chameleons were different.
Alright, so this is an aqua. I'm just going to add that in different places. Now if you leave white gaps, when you swipe you're going to have little white highlights run through.
Which can be really
Which
cool.
can give you some cool results as well.
Just depends on what you're going for. And I mean, sometimes you got to sort of think from the start what you're trying to do.
Yeah,
On how even laying the colour down, is it going to work for what you're trying to do? Like, set yourself up for success from the start and put that little bit of, I suppose, forethought into it.
yeah. And I'm out of neon purple.
Yeah, that'd be me. Sorry.
So that's that one gone.
Great colour, though.
It is a great colour.
I can see the look on your face there, like bubbles. You could have saved me more than that.
We'll add a bit of yellow.
In all fairness, it was your fault because you said to me, try this one, it's a ripper. So I did. And you were right as usual, dear.
Usually is. Alright, we'll go with the pink. Well, it's magenta, really.
Really beautiful, that colour, isn't it?
It is, it's lovely.
And with a black CA, doesn't it pop?
Yeah, it does.
Then again, I see you make it look beautiful with a white CA too.
So we're just going to add little bits of that through in places. And we've got a pink here. I'm going to zigzag the pink in different places, just for fun. Like that. Alright.
That's a cool custom neon pink, that.
I think we'll do a black cell activator.
Yep.
So what I'm going to do is grab one of these swipe tools. I mean, you can do it with a playing card if you don't have a swipe tool. No biggie.
And you know what? I loved my Joker playing card when I first started.
What I'll do is I'll throw a playlist into the description of this video that has our swipe videos on it. So you can actually see us use playing cards and stuff like that.
Absolutely.
Right, so all I've done is coat that black cell activator. What we're going to do is go just light pressure, just slide the black over the top, off the edge, good as gold. Now this black cell activator is thick, it's probably 2.5 to 3 to 1 mixed with Australian Floetrol, so it does take a little while to sink.
But better in Oz at the moment with the extra heat going on,
Yeah,
isn't it?
but it's like 40 degrees Celsius in here at the moment, so. Alright, I'm going to do the same here. Going to grab that, I'm just going to swipe, nice and gentle.
That's the thing, the light hands.
Light hands, all you're doing is sliding the cell activator over the top. If you push down, you're going to go into all your colours and mud it all up, which you really don't want to do.
Nah, did that a lot when I first started. Highly disappointing.
Alright, so we've got lots of cells there. What I might do is add a little bit more on the edge. I know it's going to spin off anyway, but
This is where I get my fussy from.
yeah, I'm fussy too. So I'm just going to add a little bit there.
You think, Dick?
Okay.
Took me ages
what
to
I'm
get
going
up.
to do is just give that a little rotate, because the spinner's not quite level. Here's one for you. That section there, I only put a little bit of black cell activator on, so it was a thin coat. And you get tiny little cells, whereas where it's heavier, you're going to get big cells.
I love jumbo cells.
Cool trick for you. Alright, so we're going to grab our skewer, and all I'm going to do is start in one end and go straight down, back the other way, back this way, back this way, back this way, get to here, cross it over.
Doesn't get more simple than that, does it? Cross hatching.
So all you've done is gone up, down, up, down, up, back, da, 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 da. Super easy.
It's super effective.
Yes. Grab the torch, pop any little pesky bubbles before we get it spinning.
I do love when a bubble pops colour though.
Yeah, well that one did there, but the other one popped up with a white one, so I'm going to get rid of it. So there's a little white bubble that popped up. I'm just going to use the end of the skewer, dab it, gone. One there, and one there. That's good. Alright, now we're going to spin it out. What I usually do is go for the center of the spinner. Alright, so I usually check. I spin it real slow like this. You can see by putting your finger in one spot, there's a high spot. That's pretty close. Alright, so I'm just going to let that spin little bit by little bit. Don't have to go super fast. The paint's going to start running over the edge now. So I just put my finger along. That's going to coat the edge of that MDF round so the paint doesn't flick out sideways all over the place. Alright, then I'm going to go back the other way. Just nice and slow, you don't have to rush it. If you go too fast, you're going to distort everything. And all the cool stuff's going to fly off, which you don't want.
Took me a while to learn that too. Oh!
And there we go. How pretty is that?
Oh, that's a beauty.
And that is so super easy to do.
That's gorgeous.
Super easy embellishment. Just done.
So, Vicky, I want to see you get to it, and I want to see some of the pics in Paint Pouring by Venom Fluid Art on YouTube, on Facebook.
And you end up with super cool stuff like that. Now that black cell activator you can see isn't actually black. It's picked up some of the pigment and turned it a different colour. Which I'll do a flyover now of. So you can actually see it a little bit better. Now all this stuff that's on the outside of here, I know it's a heartbreaking thing to scrape it into your bucket full of crap. It's a waste.
Yeah.
Shall we show somebody very, very quickly what we can do with that?
Yes.
Okay. What I'm going to do is, I'll put this to one side for a second.
Have you wiped the butt?
I haven't wiped the butt, but it's only going to take me 2 minutes. I'll grab a tile. Got a little plastic cup, which is just there. Right. What we're going to do is, check this out. Rather than waste all that gorgeous stuff, we're going to grab our white pillow paint again. And just go basic tile. All I've done is wipe any dust off it. You don't have to sand it, don't have to prime it, don't have to do nothing.
Just stick it on a cup.
Just stick it on a cup so it's off the spinner. Well, you can do it on a spinner as well if you want, but all I'm going to do is put a light smear of that on it. Like that. We're going to grab our little skewer. Swipe tool. Alright. All these beautiful cells here. We'll just scoop. Like that.
Haven't done one of these for ages. Look at that coming through. It's gorgeous, isn't it?
How cool is it?
Very.
So you're not wasting paint if you think about it. Really.
Use it.
If you've got, what do you call that, baking paper? You can put baking paper down first if you really want. Spin your stuff out. Lift the baking paper off, and then you can scoop and drag all your bits and pieces with this stuff if you really want to. Right. And if you want, you can add any little modifications your heart desires. We're just going to do figure eights. Like that. Super, super easy. Just a basic figure eight.
Spin her out.
Spin her out. Boom!
Quick coaster.
There you've got a quick, easy little coaster that you can flog off, nice and cheap at the markets or whatever.
Absolutely.
With your leftover goo that's come off. Rather than it going straight into the slop bucket, just do a little handy dandy coaster like that.
Nice and simple.
Alright. I'll put this to one side.
Yeah, because you're giving me a collection here, and I'm like, I'm standing stiff as a board to hold this one so it's flat.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. So I've got that one back. I'll do the flyover now.
Absolutely. Isn't that
So,
gorgeous though? And
yeah.
so simple with the skewer work.
Really super simple embellishment. Like,
People think you've got to go overboard with it and get really truly fancy, but you've just seen sometimes less is best because
Exactly.
it's stunning.
and you know, that's absolutely gorgeous. Well, I think it is anyway.
No, I'm loving it. Isn't that beautiful? I love how that turquoise comes through
It's gorgeous. Absolutely beautiful.
with them blues and pinks.
Okie dokie. So what we're planning on doing is doing a mini series
Yeah, we are.
on embellishments like this. Super easy patterns that you use with the skewer to get some really trippy results.
Absolutely.
Okay, so this can be part 1. Next week we'll do part 2. So I'll end up making a playlist for that. That way you can watch them one after another as it goes. If you need to go back and refresh, just hit the playlist and they'll all be there.
Absolutely. Nice and simple.
If you've liked this, hit like, share and subscribe. Ring that notification bell.
Thanks, Tinker Girl.
That way you get to see all these cool little tips and tricks as we release them.
Makes life easy.
Doesn't it what?
Absolutely. I was just lucky I had you to teach me from the start.
No doubt. Alright guys, once again thanks for joining us. We really appreciate all your love and support each and every week.
Oh, absolutely.
So, till next week, have fun, take care, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.
Have a fantastic day, guys. Thanks for watching.